Today we actually get into the agents and you guys and actually helping you figure out the details for your business, right? And this is what sets you guys aside. So, today is one of my favorite parts of the Agent 101 class because as important as the listing contract is and the buyer contract, they're kind of boring, they're very cut and dry. We have to know them in and out, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? There's no creativity. I mean, there's creativity in writing offers, but the contract itself is very cut and dry. You know what I mean? So the last 2 weeks have been very just documents and just reviewing documents, how to use them, you know, what to watch out for when you're presenting stuff. Today we actually get into the agents and you guys and actually helping you figure out the details for your business, right? And this is what sets you guys aside, right? And there's a few guidelines that I'm gonna help kind of keep you guys within. Obviously, like social media was one of the biggest rules that you should try to avoid when posting on social media, for example, right? Certain things we try to avoid just to be on the safe side. If you want to cross that bridge, go for it, but just know what's gonna happen.
The other side's gonna be loud.
Exactly. You know, if you want to do that, I have one of my really good buddies. He is a hardcore Republican, and that's him, through and through. He will obviously alienate everybody on the other side, but when it comes to other hardcore Republicans, he's got it in. You know, he's their go-to guy. So, you know, it is what it is, but like for that same reason, Mom, what was the rule they gave you in the hospital? No, social media, Mom.
Oh, social media.
Exactly.
That's why it's hard for me because I've been a nurse for 35 years now.
So this is where we really get to have fun, right? Oh yeah, you're probably very familiar with that too. Yeah. So we have several people coming from healthcare, different aspects.
25 years of human services.
Oh wow. There you go.
Met thousands of people, all of them interesting.
Yeah.
All of them
All of them
interesting.
interesting.
I told him he interviewed more people than Jerry Springer. In his lifetime, you know?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. So when it comes to, like, for example, let's just kind of dive right in. We're gonna cover some websites, lead gen, some social media stuff, your signs, cards, just different things to help make sure you are hitting on all cylinders. Okay. So for example, starting off with your website, we provide every agent right off the bat with a basic website, right? Now, since you're affiliated with Breakthrough, right now it's just going to have something like www.breakthrough. Here's our full website, okay? realestateaz.com/ then whatever our developer guide decides to give you, okay? Right off the bat. Now, that's Breakthrough. We pay for this, just like we also pay for Replum.com, and then I personally pay for JoshEzell.com, JoshuaEzell.com, JoshuaMEzell.com. Go on down. No matter what, if you Google me, I hopefully am very easy to find. Okay? Every single one of these goes to there. Okay? So whether people...
I'm sorry to interrupt. What's the password to your Wi-Fi?
Password is property. Go into...
Capital P?
Lowercase, all lowercase. Are you in training?
Well, no, I was just going to my...
Yeah, go to Breakthrough Training.
Oh, the training.
Yeah, sorry. We have 3 different ones, and every one serves a kind of interesting purpose. But yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, the 5G, I finally found out what the 5G was for. You see it available, but nobody ever explained what it was to me. Okay, so if you're right next to like your Wi-Fi box, right? It gives you insane speeds. So if say you're gonna download a movie, go right there, go to your 5G, and it'll go boom. But the moment you get like 20 feet away from your box, it is a quarter the power, which is why the other one goes around your house. So apparently if you're like in the same room, like if your office is where your box is, put 5G on because you'll be flying. But if you're outside that, that's what the other one's for.
Yeah.
Had no idea. So yeah, if you're in that room, 5G is perfect. But if you're anywhere else... Yeah. I finally was asking the CenturyLink guy when he was at my house the other day. So this is what I want to help you guys with because this is beginning your branding, okay? So in your experience, like have you guys ever created a slogan, some kind of ideas that you wanted to kind of jump on or
Logo.
a logo?
Like, love your home.
Yeah. Like for example, yeah, like Mom, loveyourhome.co, right? That's yours? And it's love your home. You are, loveyourhome.co. And like on her page, she can put that like right across the top. I don't know I haven't gone to your actual page, but typically speaking, there's so many things we can cover right now. Most agents don't utilize the websites provided to them. Most brokerages provide you with an agent profile page, okay? If you want to use what we provide you as a profile page and just have a paragraph about you and a picture, good. You're not going to get any leads. It's going to do absolutely nothing for you, okay? I don't recommend that. I recommend treating it like a full-blown website. So just like ours is, and we can give you several pages. That's the beauty of it. We have unlimited stuff. So if you want to create like a family page, a page for Sun City searching, if you want to create whatever area, I mean, we can have fun. Let's create, please. If your specialty is going to be 85053, let's create a page for it. Let's do searches and make it special. And every single lead that comes from that page will go to you.
Do we have to make a different, like mine is SammySmithHomesAZ.com, but it goes straight to BreakthroughRealEstateAZ.com and then Sammy. So.
There you go. That's it. Okay, so when it gets forwarded, it will get taken to whatever it is. It's not necessarily going to show always yours. I don't know the details behind that. That's the tech stuff behind it. But as long as the Sammy Smith, what was it? Sammy Smith Homes?
SammySmithHomesAZ.com.
SammySmithHomesAZ.com. As long as it takes it to your page, the only difference is, like my suggestion here is, as much as that's awesome, I would just have the searches. But you did it perfect because you can see there's a search here, there's a search, you got searches here, and then you just have a tiny blurb there.
Gotcha.
Right? That's way better than most. Okay? Notice how ours, and you can literally just basically copy ours if you wanted. Because the whole goal is what? What do people use websites for?
To look.
Drive traffic,
Check
lead
stuff.
generation.
Yeah. And so we can create a page for you that has your information and your bios and stuff like that. But you want to make it as easy to get leads as possible, right? So everybody pretty much has a website, but very few people are actually doing anything to drive traffic to it.
That's what.
Okay? So from the very moment we start, I want to get you thinking about your branding, your logos, right? Mom, loveyourhome.co. Like it should be on your cards, it should be on your web page, it could be on all your branding and stuff, because that's just cute. My original logo was Real Estate Services with Heart. Josh Ezell's Real Estate Services with Heart. And then my slogan was, it takes hands to build a house, but a heart to find the way home.
Oh.
So
Right.
have you changed that much, or?
Well, since launching Breakthrough, I'm all about Breakthrough. My personal brand is no longer in existence, pretty much. And so everything I do is to boost Breakthrough. That's why every lead I bring in goes through Breakthrough. Everything I do is for the benefit of everybody, hopefully.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so what you'll want to do, and yeah, where does your traffic come from? Pretty much, we drive a lot of traffic via Google. You know, if you Google any type of home searching in Phoenix, we try to be there as much as any single brokerage can. We get a lot of leads. We do Facebook advertising, we do Instagram advertising, we do YouTube advertising. We do, you know, a lot of stuff with our signs, open houses. You know, everything we do drives people to hopefully our website and keeps them coming back. It's amazing. I'm not sure if I showed this to you guys last time because we were kind of pretty short on time, but one of the big things that made us choose our website in particular, go away. Oh, it's over there, that's why. Is it a little warm in here or is it just me?
No, I'm cold.
It's just you.
Okay.
It's just you.
You're cold. Okay.
I'm cold.
Alright, why is it...
What are you looking for, B?
I got rid of Carpio and she keeps coming back.
Oh.
There we go. Okay. So right now in our database we have over 6,000 leads, okay? And the main thing that made us choose our website is the fact that people come back. The people use our website and use it on a regular basis.
Okay.
Like right here, you can see this person came back to our website 865 times, 700 times, 700 times, 400. We have a lot of people using our website on a regular basis.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay. As long as it's performing, it's going to be the one we'll use. The moment it doesn't perform, we'll find another one that does.
Right.
So, and that's the other reason why use your branding. We can forward anything to you. Okay. It's not us that's important, it's your stuff, right? They don't know they're coming to Breakthrough Real Estate AZ. When people do their search online, they literally go to Google and say, homes for sale, Glendale AZ, or AS. You know? And that's what people do. Most people don't realize that, that's Redfin. Do we know BeckyGarcia.com? No, people would just click on that.
That's the lady that was
Yeah.
on
It's one
the
of
lesson 2, huh?
And so
Wow.
then you have Zillow, right? Zillow is actually the third one down here.
How
Then
is
you have
she way
Realtor.com.
up there?
That's what
because of
we
recoding and
pay for.
everything.
We can't guarantee we're going to be the top on any
I don't know.
particular search. But if you do enough searches, Breakthrough will be up there too.
Wow.
Okay, that's what we're paying for, right? Our presence, because of our agents, is more common in the West Valley. When we had Jake, for example, we were doing a lot more, we got a lot of Mesa leads, for example, because a lot of his stuff and his listings were Mesa, which made our web presence expand a lot more into the East Valley. When we get listings, we advertise. When we do stuff, we get it out there, which for a small fish, hopefully we have a decent presence, I guess you could say. But we do it on purpose. Every one of our agents, instead of just using Prudential or Remax, we're giving you the power of Breakthrough, but putting your face on it. So as you guys grow your team, your logo and your stuff is going to be here, powered by Breakthrough, you know, down here, and they won't. It's going to be you guys. That's the whole goal, right?
Yeah.
So, so that's the big thing, okay? So where does your stuff come from? That's what we do. My goal is to teach you guys to do the exact same thing. Because, for example, Real Geeks, one of the cool things, and this is how we get a lot of our leads, offers you the ability to do a lot of cool Facebook advertising. And I think I kind of showed you a little bit the other day, this part. And Facebook, you can do free ads, free posts, and it's one of the best things you can do to get started. And I offer a little bit of training on Facebook, but we have people that come in to give us classes on to make sure your Facebook business page, Instagram, all your social stuff is set up, because today it is key. You wouldn't realize how social, well, I guess we should. Real estate is a social business, yeah.
Do you know anything about Facebook splitting off into a business-only section, or is that just talk right now?
It's just talk right now. They expect to split Facebook into 2 companies in 2021 called Town, one called Town Square where you would, for business and advertising. And then one for social, I think it's called the Sofa Room or something like that, where it's like
The virtual
social, the
side.
people and the friends and stuff, which would not be.
Now,
Besides gonna be-
this is interesting because next week, Marty, our Thursday class is going to be advertising and social media.
Okay.
And again, you know, how to like build business, but again, do it within what legalities, you know, how do we post it and stick within, you know, whatever
All
ADR
compliance
says.
across
Yeah.
those guys and the
Yeah.
feds and the
And then,
state and.
so it's gonna be interesting, I think, to see her perspective, because when Jeff brought his class, he showed us all of the tools
Yeah.
that we could use, and so Marty's is gonna be totally different. But
Yeah.
then the other thing that's neat is I've got a gal named Yasmin Cornejo, in June is gonna come and show us actually how to set up your Facebook page.
She's amazing.
And make sure that
Okay.
your business page is set up and how do you generate those ads, and if you wanna do any boosting and you get, you know,
Yeah.
and so that's the whole purpose of that.
Yeah, she'll show you how to do it in general, which
Yeah.
everybody has the capability to do Facebook ads. Breakthrough via our CRM, we have the ability to do several really
Yeah.
awesome versions of it. So what she's going to do is just a different variation of what
Yeah.
we can do too, right?
Okay.
And what's awesome about Yasmin is that after the class, she'll set up a time and she'll actually sit down with you one-on-one and actually work with you
Go over questions.
and set it,
Smooth
help you
things
set
out.
it up. She set up Mom's, for example, right?
Okay.
She set yours up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but
So-
it's like.
So-
yes.
Exactly. We hopefully bring in and help. We have the contacts to help with almost everything people need,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Well,
but what's really
Go ahead, because even today, Fred went to a social media
Yeah.
thing, and so.
Well, yeah, those are outside classes,
Anyway,
but
anyway.
no. So we're trying to bring in-house, and then we find the people who will do it, because today social media is such a big part of our business. You need somebody who knows what they're doing that can set it up properly for you. It's a whole niche in and of
Yeah, it's
itself.
easy to make mistakes.
And well,
And just do things that aren't that appealing.
it's exactly, and a lot of people just don't even know the generic plan, like how often you have to do it. You know,
Yeah,
before getting
just
into
work
real
3
estate,
times
my
a day.
social media was, I had 250 friends, because that's about your average person. And then once I figured it out, it's like, oh, this is a business tool. Okay, 5,000 friends instantly,
Wow.
and started getting leads.
You have a mailing list?
Wow.
Actual mailing, or what do you mean by mailing
Like
list?
notifying people to try to, you know, hey, you still looking, or anything like that.
As far as like an actual email,
Yeah.
yeah, we through the CRM we have exactly, yeah, you have drip campaigns and different things like that
Where
too.
you have all of those people connected to your email list.
Yeah, any of your there's a as you guys continue through with like the orientation and we get you set up officially in Real Geeks, then you're gonna take like the couple basic videos to get you basic set up, and then we'll come in again and I'll walk you through kind of like the 303 version where it's actually getting you guys, you know, using it.
Because
It's just getting a lot of the basics set up, and if you're willing to take the time to set up the drip campaigns and learn how to do e-blast, because all of your leads right now, like let's say 2 weeks ago when we had that last interest drop, boom, you know, time is of the essence. You need to let people know instantly. Through our CRM, you could send out a quick blast. Hey, interest rates just hit an all-time or a 12-month low. Text me if you're interested. And boom, sends it out to every single person in your
That's
database.
what I was wondering.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah, I mean, you could do a nice email and stuff, or you could just do a quick e-blast, you know, alerts and let people know stuff. You could text people. It's wonderful. Yeah,
And that
absolutely.
would be one of the things, because they're saying like on Facebook, you need to post 3 times minimum every day.
Oh,
To an extent, see, but you have to plan that in and of itself.
But-
You do different content, like you do a video, you do a picture, and then you do like a little blurb. You know, you change it up a little bit because, exactly.
And this
Yeah.
is what you've done here, is like taking your property on Buckhorn. You
Uh-huh.
have different
Exactly, yeah,
means of
exactly,
you know,
yeah.
what your purpose are.
Like on the surface, this seems like a loss, right? 0.0000000, and I wasted $70. But no, that's not true at all. I got 7,000, well, 6,600, oh, I'm glad that was just off that number, that's good. 6,669 views, right? Almost 2,000 people watch 10 seconds, but look at this, 75%. I had almost 300 people watch 75% of like a 6-minute video.
Okay.
And they actually watched it. Through that ad, I actually brought the buyer. And they were unrepresented buyers. Well, they're representing themselves, but they're still unrepresented, I guess. So, but yeah, through there, right? Same thing though with here, we got 10 leads. And then up here is the other one, and we got 20 signups from that. So running the different types of ads that we can do, which is a collage ad, which has 5 pictures. You got a video, which you can do, regular pictures, or videos. And then you got your, I mean, there's so many different ads we can do to really hit on what it is. And that's what you can do through Facebook, through your website, through so many things.
And this shows the results.
What's that?
This shows the results.
Yeah, of
What's
some of
happening
our
with
ads.
this stuff. See, that's one screen I've never seen before, and I've always wondered about that. How do they, know how many views, how many likes, dislikes?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like this one, and honestly, I was slacking. I've been so busy, I didn't do everything I should have done with these. I personally should have shared each of these to all my groups, and that probably would have doubled or tripled the exposure.
Okay.
I have about 40 or 50 groups that, like Craigslist on Facebook, has 30,000 members. Yeah, just posting it out to that one typically gets a few.
That's a pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
So depending on who you want to focus, like if you have a targeted group of people, isn't this designed that I can actually send it to that? Or
Yeah. That's right here. Like, here's the audience, right? Here's my custom real estate interest. This is a custom audience that I created based on whatever criteria, right?
Okay.
You can do, Facebook is always changing. So that's where I can't get into the details, because what I say today is literally going to be out of date 3 months from now, right? What I did 6 months ago, I can't do anymore. It changes that often, right? You used to be able to target people like, I mean, you used to be, they got in trouble because you can really target people. Oh, your net worth's not 200,000 or more, I don't even want to talk to you. I mean, you could just do so many things, right? But you can target people whose interests are equestrian. You can target people who like golf. You can target people who are retired. You can target people who are renters. You can target people who are older than 65, under 18. You can do a lot of different target marketing, and that's where this comes in, right? If you're targeting a just sold ad, you don't necessarily want to target that to renters. You want to target that to homeowners because you want to try to get new listings, right? As opposed to, hey, right now it could be less expensive to own a home than it is to rent. Obviously, that's a great one that you just want to send out to renters, and you can do that. It's very cool.
There's a big market for that.
Yeah.
Many younger people, they know they're eventually going to buy.
And what's even neater, what's really cool about this is that these are paid ads. You don't have to do paid ads. You have the ability to post for free, okay? And if you have 5,000 friends, which is as many friends as you're allowed to have on your personal page, and then you start growing your audience on your business page, you send it out to them, right? That's free. And then you join all the groups. That gets it out to 20, 30, 40,000 people for free. And you can generate leads. You're not going to get 1,000 of them, but you're going to start that ball rolling, and it's perfect.
You're getting your face out there is what it is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right? And so this is our CRM, right? So this is where the question is, where does your traffic come from? There you go, right? And think about it. What is the benefit to the client? Your website, you just want to give them stuff that they can use. They don't care as much as they love you. You being in your previous business for 25 years is not going to get you many leads unless you're targeting those past coworkers or whatever in particular,
Right, they want to be interested in what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, and you just want to provide them the easiest, best capabilities to search for homes. That's basically it. So, you do all kinds of stuff. I love doing summertime, for example, starting to heat up. Here's a list of all the homes with pools in Phoenix area. Here's a list of all the homes under $200,000. Here's all the homes. Here's the top 10 most expensive homes in the Phoenix area right now. Here's a list of 30 homes that have all been listed over a year. You
Can we do
send
a
out-
tour of
Here's a list
those
of all your
homes?
bank-owned homes.
I wanna go see those.
There's all kinds of stuff you can do. All of these homes have trustee sales scheduled in the next 60 days.
This is all through Realty?
You can do all of these, yes. And these are free. If you want to do a paid version to go out to a bigger audience, you can. But these are things you can send out right now and be creative. You can do it, you can have some fun, yeah.
Okay, because Fred wants to target like the population that might be looking at reverse mortgages.
He would create a senior audience.
Yeah.
And or he could just blanket Sun City.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I've got somebody coming in to talk about reverse mortgages, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, reverse mortgage purchases are
I understand those
huge.
changed, but I don't know how.
Yeah. Well, I can give you, I just have my one example.
Right, but she'll be talking all about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike Beckham, when's that?
I think it's May 24th.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so what's the benefit to your client? Always have that thought in mind. When you're gonna post something, have anything out there, don't think in terms of you. Think, what is it gonna benefit my client? That's all they care about. You know, interest rates, best deal, why they should act today. You know, yeah. You know, they don't necessarily care that you sold a home. They care that you sold a home for top dollar. They care that you sold this home in 3 days. You know, so many things, right? You having a great picture with your client that just sold their home, that's the relationship that, oh, they have happy clients. We like that. It's not that you sold that home. It's, oh, you know, it's that's what you're going for, right?
Right.
So,
Richard says they may not remember your name, but they'll remember the way you made them feel.
exactly, yeah. Exactly. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And there's so many, yeah, absolutely. So, search and value friendly. That's it. Like, what is your value that you're providing to them? You know, whether it's education, your niche, whatever it is, and can they search? Okay, on your website, just specifically on your website, think about that. Okay. You know, if you're experienced with military, first responders, you know, find your niches, find your people, you know, target them. It's really, as much as it sounds counterintuitive to make your net smaller, it really is better to have a skinnier, deeper net than it is to have a wide net 2 inches deep. Okay, so find your things, and that's where we'll get into next week with find your niche. You know, if Fred, right now, as much as, please take this the right way, he's way better off searching for that demographic than he is going after millennials right now.
Yeah.
You know, most millennials would not want, what would you say? What would, them being as young as they are, what's the age group they would probably be ideally looking for in a realtor? Probably just younger, unless you can show that you're that savvier millennial person, you know what I mean?
If you know the lingo.
Yeah. See, I'm on the verge of a Gen Xer, and even I'm almost alienated from that group. I don't text enough. I'm sorry.
And I do have to update you.
What's that?
Millennials prefer to be called digital natives.
See, that's how out of it I am. There you go.
Digital.
My granddaughter tells me. She thinks millennial is an insult. I'm a digital native.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow.
See, so
Isn't that
so
something?
find that.
Well, I
Wow.
suppose more
That's a
often than
perfect
not,
example.
millennial is used in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
They're now called digital what?
Natives.
Natives.
That's
They were
interesting.
born with a computer in their hand.
Yeah, there was no life before cell phones.
Yeah. My
That's
3-year-old
No, they
granddaughter
were
can
born
take anyone's
computer
phone and
assisted with
figure
a
it out.
cell phone in
She's
their
right.
hand.
Very true. Well,
If you can't Google it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, Molly already, like 2 years ago, was saying, it's like, why is my following so low? She's like, it's because you put out, like, horrible content. And that was, like literally what she basically said. I was like, you're 12. And you know my content sucks? So, okay, so,
Much full of food, fun, and family, and that's how I've always kept it, you know.
and there you go. And now just toss in a little
Now
bit
I
of real
can
estate.
blend in, yep,
There you go.
yep.
Yeah, don't take away anything of that, and just add some more real estate to it. That would be perfect.
It's just that I do it in my maiden name because, you know, the reason I kept it was I have all my friends and family back in California.
oh.
And she doesn't want
So
anyone finding out
really,
my
that's
base
what
jumping
I've
videos.
always used it for, was that kind of contact, huh?
Yeah.
What is that?
I said, besides, you don't want anyone accidentally finding all my base jumping videos when they're trying to look you up. Okay, we're gonna move along now.
I'm just thinking of something. Marilyn moves. Something there. I don't know. Marilyn moves
Mountains.
mountains. Moves the masses.
But more importantly, sells houses.
Mansions. Like that.
Marilyn moves mountains.
Oh, yeah, you should.
I like that, Marilyn.
When I was brainstorming that stuff, some of them are funny.
Marilyn's millionaire mansion.
Move.
Something. Yeah. There you go. I love it because like one of my favorites was actually Sandy. Sandy sells Sun City. That was one of the best, and she ran with it, and it's
Who was
working.
it?
Oh,
Sandy.
Yeah. Sandy.
Yeah.
Did she ever come back? Is she back?
No, she's moving on to bigger, better things. She's gonna be her own broker here shortly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was bound to happen. She's that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, she.
And
she
you help us become that way, so there you go.
yeah, but you
It's a
could
win-win.
you could take less time. Literally, the moment she hit her 3 years, she was taking her broker's classes. So yeah.
Wow.
Please take longer, because I would like to keep my best salesman for a while. Yeah. So anyway, so you got start thinking of your branding, okay? And we provide the website. Just get the domain name. Go to GoDaddy, and they're like $12. Don't get their hosting services. That's what we provide. Just find your domain names. Buy as many as you can, okay? They're not the cheapest things, but they're not horribly expensive. But if you can buy, like over the years, we just keep picking up a couple more and a couple more. You know, I started off with 2, then I think I picked up when I renewed 1 or 2 more, then we picked up 2 more, and now here we are. You have like your name, you have your zip codes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have all kinds of, well, yeah, it's hard keeping track without actually looking at GoDaddy now. So, yeah.
Are yours all .com? Do you have any .net registrations or anything like that?
Personally, I've always stuck with .com because that's what people always naturally use, right? If you make it a thing, it turns into something. You know, loveyourhome.co. You know,
And I couldn't do com because that was taken.
yeah. But her loveyourhome.co is now like her kind of spiel. It's like loveyourhome.co. You know,
Okay.
or like the ladies on the radio because we couldn't afford the M. You know.
Yeah.
So, but as far as the website, those are kind of the big things that to think of. Okay, so any questions before we move on from like the website's idea? And as you get your domain names, GoDaddy can actually help you forward it. But the big thing is, the first thing you'll want to do is make sure you have yours set up through us because they're going to need to forward it to something. So you need yours set up through us first, okay? And that's where Scott Bogart comes in. He's our computer guy. That Scott, Mom, and Tatiana will give you their information.
Yep.
He'll set up your sites for you.
Bogart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the real geeks expert. He's the man. Yeah. And so.
Well, I'm glad I didn't buy any yet, because they'd have been sitting out there in cyberspace.
Well, he's gonna have you.
I was already on GoDaddy looking
Really?
at some things to see if they were available, and they were.
Well, go ahead and reserve them and get them.
You need to reserve
and you just
them.
need to make sure that we get your website set
Because
up.
when we set you up with Scott, he's gonna ask for them. So we want you to go ahead and get those names
Okay.
ready to go.
Through
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, through
$12 a
GoDaddy.
pop. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I did 99
Yeah, you could have them
cents.
for him up front, or we
That
could
was like
always.
$30 a year, right?
The thing is,
I think that's what
okay.
they do.
So they can go
once a
either
year.
way.
It's like
At
30
any
days.
moment, we can go on GoDaddy and have anything forward to it.
Yeah.
So you'll know it from both sides. You'll be able to do it either way. So. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll
Okay.
give you his information.
All right, so that's the website stuff. Moving on to lead gen. We kind of already touched on it here, but this is where you're going to want to find your niche, okay? If you don't want to constantly be online or paying for leads, you don't have to, right? But what are you going to use? Because that is so important. Are you going to try to dominate your friends and family? Are you going to try to own your neighborhood? Are you going to do an open house or 2 a week? There's no wrong answers to any of those, you know, but what do you want to do? Because that is your lead gen. if you're not actively talking to new people or people every single week, you're no longer in business. You just don't quite know it yet. It's going to be another 90 days before it really hits you that, oh man, I don't have anything.
Right, at that point, it's a hobby.
Yeah, exactly. So, where do your leads come from? I love the fact knowing that every single month, if I do this, that, or something else, I'm going to get my leads, right? Your average open house, for example, if properly done, averages 5 signings. Okay? Your average open house. Some of them will have 30, some of them will have none. Alright? But if properly done, you should have 5 signings. Okay? If you do 1 open house a week, the numbers equal out to about 1 in 20, turns into a sale. So if you do 1 a week, that's 1 sale a month from open houses.
Oh, open houses.
Yeah. Okay? So if you do 1 open house a week in and week out, give yourself about 2-3 months to get them through the pipeline, you'll average a sale a month.
Okay, 1 a week.
I'm really good at blowing up balloons.
Perfect.
And he knows all the rules in all the cities of where he can place the signs because he's been approached by probably
Best
every
corners, most
officer.
manipulated, least confusing directions.
I'll never forget, what was it, about 3 years ago, we were getting off on 83rd Avenue and 101. Union Hills. And the whole off-ramp had about 30 signs telling people to turn right. I mean, going all the way down to the freeway, all this way up.
Yeah,
Like, man,
don't do
You go in the
overkill.
right direction, huh?
it's like number one, like, wow, it's just fly by. It's like Jiminy Christmas, and then you get to like the intersection there, and it's like you in the median there were 2. Whoever it was, they were a risk taker.
Wow,
But it caught my attention, and here I am 3 years later talking about it.
they were very excited.
Ask me, did we go to the open house though? No.
Blocked by arrows, couldn't get in.
So, open houses, right? Who can tell me, Mom, hold on, because I know you know this one. What is the general rule when it comes to an average neighborhood? How many people move per year in an average neighborhood? And it could be out of 100 or a percentage. What would you think?
Two.
20%?
4,
Not nearly that much.
Oh.
You're really close. You're really close.
5%.
5%. Exactly, right? So, let's say you take a chunk of, let's say, 500 homes, right? 1,000's a lot, 100 is not enough. But if you take a chunk of 500 homes, how many sales per year should that equal?
25.
25. Right? But it's a matter of doing
Gotta
it.
follow up.
You have to stay in front of them the way they need, right? So there's so many lead gen capabilities. It's what would you like to do, right? Friends and family. Here's the best one. If you're going to do it and do it right, friends and family. Because they're the average, which is 5%. Okay? They're just like normal people. They move. And what else do they do, though? Because they're friends and family.
They
They
buy.
refer.
Exactly.
All right, first shoot.
They refer, which is another, hopefully, 5%. So this is going to be your best return because if you can actually master them,
Yeah.
you could actually get about a 10% return. 400 people in your database, you can get up to like 40 sales if you do it right.
Good idea.
Okay? And this is where having the plan, because you need to stay in front of them, and if you want to steal it from Keller Williams, no less than 33 times a year. Whereas these people up here, your average, are only about 18 to 24. And that's what we would set up and plan. What are your 33 touches this year? What are your 24 that you want to do this year? You know, are you going to do your open houses? Let's find your plan, your area. Because if you're going to do an open house, you can do one over here and impact those people for 4 hours, and then they'll never see you again, and then you can come here for 4 hours. Or you could own Arrowhead. Or you could own your area and just own it. Open houses, you know, everything. And just, boom. That's what I highly suggest. And so we could set all that stuff up.
Now, really fast, this is kind of maybe off the subject a little bit, but you had a way to show, because say like if you know, Sammy, where you live, what if you wanted that to be your farming and stuff? What was the formula, or what was it that you took me through to Arrowhead that said whether or not this would be a good place, or if I should stick like with the Glendale area to farm. Because, you know, I could say I like this area, but if I'm pulling up and I'm seeing that, you know, there's already 20 agents
It's
there.
saturated with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
So-
saturated
Well, it's,
market, yeah, a farm,
Yeah.
yeah. Because in my area, there's two really big people that bombard us with their gorgeous newsletters. One's Shannon Cunningham from Keller Williams, and the other is Al Gage. And I don't even know who his broker is, because he talks about himself more than anything. His broker must be this small one, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But he's a little booklet. I'll bring these both in for you, because they're just like amazing ads. But that's not who's listing in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, let's
You know what
actually,
I'm saying?
yeah, let me give you the instructions, and if possible, I'd love to have, because you have your MLS now, right?
Yes.
And okay, perfect. So all of us, I'll give you the formula, and let's bring our results back for what we found. Okay? So
Okay.
here's
Oh,
what
like
you'll
a
do.
little fun homework?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's what you're gonna do. First thing you do is go to Monsoon and find the area or the neighborhood you want to have. Okay? If it's under 200 homes, it's probably too small. Okay? If it's something that has like 1,200, 1,500 homes, that's perfect because you can bite off that 500 chunk, get to own that over the next 6 months. Once you have that up and running, you can just, boom, scale that to the next 500. And eventually you can get up to 1,500, 2,000 homes if you're good. Okay?
So 1,000 to 1,500.
I would start off with at least 500, okay? 500 is the perfect starting off chunk,
Okay.
okay? Because you can pay for if you do the every door direct, it's under $100 to do it,
Yeah.
right? You could door knock 100 doors and bite off a significant chunk. You can do an open house in that area. You know, a nice 500 home area is a good chunk. Yeah, you can do a lot with it.
Okay.
Okay, so find your neighborhood. Okay. Now, we started off hopefully with 500 homes. Okay. Now, if 5% of people move ideally in a year,
25.
the magic number is 25,
Yeah.
right? So the next thing you're going to do is go to MLS, put in that neighborhood.
How do you know the name of the neighborhood? You just put like where it says owner address, MLS.
It's
or
on Monsoon.
There
Yep.
should
Search.
be in Monsoon.
Yeah, right there. Go ahead and do a tax search. And once that pops up, then over here you can come down and it should say, go down a little ways, you should have
Subdivision
subdivision.
or, yeah.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go, subdivision.
So do you just have to kind of ride around the area and find, or can I just put in
You can put-
Arrowhead and see what pops up?
Exactly, yep. If you know your neighborhood, or you can start off in the MLS and just target a spot.
Do a
Find that
map
neighborhood.
area and pull that up and you can read whatever subdivision it's in.
Exactly, yep.
Okay.
Exactly, okay? But once you get to the neighborhood, that's where you're gonna pull up the solds for the last 12 months. You wanna make sure that based on that 500 homes, or however many you saw in Monsoon, that there have been enough sales in that neighborhood. You're gonna find that there's some prime neighborhoods, nobody moves.
Some,
Because
I've
what-
seen some
yeah,
dead areas.
Very true.
Absolutely.
So by
Yeah.
bringing that up, then that tells you, then you can see who the agent is and whether or not.
Don't
you-
get ahead, but yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
sorry.
you're right there,
Sorry,
yep.
here. Sorry. Okay.
I love that.
So we
Yeah.
go to MLS, check that subdivision for what is sold in the last month to see if it's even
Last
viable.
12
Go last 12 months,
12
yeah.
months?
Because you wanna make sure there's been enough sales. If there hasn't been at least 20 sales, that's probably not the best area or best neighborhood,
Okay.
you know?
Yes.
Okay, so here, I'll do a quick one to show you guys too. So, for example, where I'm doing a sale right now in Cibola Vista, right? So, let's go to tax search. And this is very fast. I love doing full farm things, so later on, after the homework, we can take more time on this.
Okay.
So Cibola Vista, right? So Cibola Vista, over here we got 390 properties.
Wow.
Okay, so it's not a huge subdivision, but it's decent size. Okay? So, and that doesn't include all of them, because you see that here's the resort and stuff like that. But the majority of them, once you get about 3 down, are homes. Like right there. You start off Heather and Matthew Elwood, 4,800 square foot home, boom, boom, you can see the whole thing, right? So let's just guesstimate it at, let's say, 385 homes, okay? So then let's come over here to the MLS and do a search. Okay, it's Bulla Vista. And we go off market, and for 2018. How many sales do we got? Oh, I'm a doofus, sorry about that. Active pending and closed. There we go. Alright, we've got 29.
Ooh.
Alright, 385 homes, 29 sales. That's pretty close. That's closer to 10%, I think, right?
Yeah.
And it's not 29 sold, actually. Sorry, I need to click on it. It's probably going to be 18.
Because you've got as far as close.
So from... Okay, so let's take the pendings and pretend they're sold. Oh, look at that. Okay, so 23 pretty much have sold.
Ooh,
Okay.
23 out of 29. Okay.
Yeah, 23 out of 29. So, so 23 divided by, what do we say, 385?
Uh-huh.
5, basically 6%.
Okay.
Okay? So it's right there. So it's not the biggest neighborhood, because what are you going to do once you own this one? You're going to have to find another neighborhood somewhere else to own. So that's the problem. But this isn't bad, right? So we've got the sample. What was it? 23. Okay. So we know that the number of sales warrants pursuing. Okay. So we're going to take it to the next one. So we found out that there's 6% there, so we're good. Now let's go ahead, since we're in the screen, and do what Mom mentioned. And right here, if you click on listing member, it'll actually organize them by said listing member, right? So if you actually see we can go through and find out if anybody is truly owning this neighborhood, okay?
Yeah.
Now, here's the general rule when it comes to any farm. You want to own, when all is said and done, a third of it, okay? A third is a good chunk that somebody can have of a neighborhood. If you're great, you can own more. But your personal goal for right now is to get up to a third of the sales. So if this one had 23 sales, what's a third of it?
23? So,
Yeah.
So you're looking
About
at
7.
roughly, yeah. Doesn't it say 7?
Between 7 and 8.
7.5.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's say between 7 and 8 sales.
Generation.
Okay. So we'll come back to this
Decimal
number.
point.
Okay? But before we go there, let's see, does anybody own Bulla Vista? So let's see, we got Maze, Ben, Desiree, Bobby, Linda, Anna, me, John, Bob, Tyler,
Ooh, I
Curtis
know
Johnson.
Tyler, yeah.
Nate. Even Nate's only got one, look at that. Diane, David, oh look, David, he's got 3.
Okay,
So
so,
he's
he might be the...
He's the closest so
yeah.
far. That's
He's
it.
the only, he's the only one.
He's the only one. So,
Alright,
does
so
anybody
this says-
own this neighborhood?
No,
Not even close.
And
Alright.
they're all different, they're all from different agencies too, so that's another clue.
Cool.
So when you decide, okay, I want to farm this area, would you just start doing open houses there? So would you have to contact the listing agent and say, hey, next Saturday I want to do an open house at your property, and it's as simple as that, or?
On the surface, yeah. Yeah. There's a little more to it.
Okay.
We would have
it
to do
would-
the listing.
No.
No?
That's a common misconception. Okay. Do you need permission? Absolutely. But does it have to be ours? No. Okay. Quick overview on that. This is why, like, the open house thing is a whole fun class. The farming is a whole fun
Well,
class
that's
too.
why I get
Yeah,
to say
the,
Marilyn moves mansions, because that's what I'll hold over. I'll make breakfast for them.
The thing is, you have to, number one, the listing agent is going to be the biggest wall you'll have to
Yeah.
overcome. Number one, if you ask me to do an open house next Saturday and the home is occupied, I'm going to have a little more resistance because you're going to displace my owners and I don't know you, they don't know you, that's liability.
Right.
So if you start off with a vacant home, way less pushback, okay? So if I were you and it's not yours, try to find a vacant home. Next, the agent is only going to get mad at that point because you're, I'm being very blunt here, a better agent than they are.
Yeah,
They're not doing the open house,
yeah.
and they're going to be like, oh crud, they're going to have to call their owner and be like, hey, can somebody do an open house? And it doesn't make them look great, but it doesn't necessarily make them look bad, but they're going to feel it.
Yeah.
So they'll give you pushback. Fundamentally, here's what it always boils down to. What are all listings the possession of?
The brokerage.
The brokerage.
Yeah.
If you were to call the broker and say, hey, that listing agent's not going to hold an open house this weekend, I'd like to, do you think that broker would have a problem with you doing it? You're a licensed realtor. You're in the system. You're going to use your super key. You have all the we're not going to have any issues. So push comes to shove, yes, absolutely. So
you say bypass the
don't bypass the agent,
broker.
but that is the fundamental fact of the matter. Okay. So if they say, well, we're not allowed to, actually, you can. You know, I just need your permission.
Yeah,
and
if you're not comfortable with it, I'm happy to speak to your broker.
yeah, well, if it's an awesome house and need be, then maybe. Yeah, because here's the other benefit is that you're not stuck with. You could find the. Okay, like. Your listing may or may not have the best location, may or may not have the best price, may or may not be the best. I mean, it's so many factors, right? Because you're stuck with, this is the owner's house, it's their listing, right? Whereas you're coming into Cibola Vista, it's like, okay, which one has the best deal? Which one has the most upgrades? What's the most value? Which one only has like 2 turns to get to? Because that's half as many signs.
Right.
You can pick the best one of the bunch and hold that one. You know, if you're holding an open house at the home you know is the best value in the neighborhood, are you going to be a little more eager and happy when somebody comes in like, check this out, you know?
Yeah.
Or you're going to love this home. 3-car garage, pool, it's perfect. Look at this. You know, it's a way better place than, yeah, it's a house. Go take a look. It's got carpet. Cabinets are there. You know, there's certain homes that are just homes, you know, and it's hard to get like, yay, this is your opportunity, you know, like it's awesome. Okay, so to come back to this, so we know that it's a wonderful neighborhood, nobody owns it, okay? So there were approximately the 23 sales, okay? So our goal is 1/3, okay? So it's a long-term play, so it's 6 months of consistency, getting them used to you. After 6 months, it really does start paying you back. After a year, it's your neighborhood, if you do it properly, okay? So right now, this is what I love about this. This is when we get to see if it's gonna make you some money. So let's do a CMA. All right, so there's been 19 actual closings in the last 12 months, okay? The average sale was $419,000. Let's take your average commission at like 2.5%.
Would you click on full CMA, quick CMA? I kind of missed this.
Statistical.
The top right corner, you got CMA, and then I do the statistical buyer CMA.
Okay.
Okay. So 419,000. What was it? $553. And let's say times 0.025. Average commission check being $10,488. And our goal is at least 7 of those. So this one neighborhood, if done well, biting off 1/3 of them, $73,421.77. Is this neighborhood worth a few hours of your time each month or each week? Probably.
Because, you know, the other thing that I love about this, and say, for example, Sammy, you know, we were to target this, what I love is when looking in at like those that close, we can pull those up to see, did you know that last month this home sold? And we can look and see, is it full price? Did they maybe go above price? I love the ability that we might get to do door to door and say, I don't know, you know, how long you've been here and stuff, but you might want to look at selling it. And so here I am. And so I'm just going to give you information. And so we're gonna put together like a CMA so that they kind of see what's there, and you're gonna leave that information, and we're gonna whet their appetite, and then go to the next door, and it's kind of
Yeah.
like,
When you
so
got-
it's like, wow.
Yeah, here, let me find another one because Cibola Vista, this is one of those things where over 400,000 is wonderful, but you can definitely see there's a lack of activity
Yeah.
per se. Mom, do you remember the name of your subdivision over here when you were off of Carroll?
Yeah, Continental.
Continental?
It was Continental
I thought it was
North?
Continental. I
Wasn't
thought
it
was
Continental
just
North, South,
I was
West?
gonna
Oh.
say Tri-Continental North, but I
North?
thought it was just Continental.
How do you find these neighborhoods? You just drive around, or do you
Yes.
go to like Google
It's on
search
your
and
maps
put
and
in?
stuff.
You start
It's in your
researching
Google
your
Maps. You can
neighborhood
see
and then
the
go around and then you find
subdivisions.
it.
Okay.
And it's all on
You know, you
Monsoon?
just gotta pull in or
Well,
pull out to a certain
It depends.
point.
You can start either in
Okay.
Monsoon if you know the neighborhood, or you
Okay.
can just do some searching in the MLS and find something you like and go from there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oops. I didn't mean to zoom.
Now,
zoom
I'm
in.
not on the MLS. Can I get on this thing?
Well, through your beloved.
Okay.
What? If nobody's there to
I'm
watch you
alright.
guys, we can't vouch for anything that
Honey.
happens.
Oh, okay. I can watch.
No, you can't.
Okay. I
He's
So,
getting
how to use
excited.
it.
Now he
Oh, I
wants
know
it
how
on my
to use it.
database.
Put it
can watch. I
in.
did great balloons.
Yeah, well,
Dwelling type or price and.
over time, we'll definitely be able to do more classes. Because, like, the thing is just getting you through, like, breakthrough breakout training, getting you through the basic orientation. Now that we have it officially set up, now we all have our roles. So as you're going through it, you know, I'll be able to sit with you for a few hours when you need, and mom and dad and
Senior,
everybody. You
yeah.
know, we'll be now we have our system set.
Starting to gel as a team.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and that's
So-
why
And instead of a bunch of indies running around going, what rules, what plan?
I thought you called her. I thought you called it. Oh.
I've been in places like that before.
No, I've
I
never
thought
heard
you
that.
sent it.
now this
so
is interesting.
this is-
Yeah,
yes,
I've
okay.
got 37.
Now, this is one of the best things in the world. If you're going to leverage today's market, and this is where I could talk about lead gen forever. Mid 200s homes, they are going to have way more activity, way more buyers, and you're going to get way more eyeballs, right? And what's neat about this, I can almost guarantee there's going to be at least one home in here that's sold for over asking price. Almost guaranteed. Let's see. Boom, 2% over asking price. Here we go. So, when you're looking through a neighborhood, talking about an open house, right? It's a good thing to
Good, yeah.
post it out there, let
234.
everybody know.
Yeah,
If you
number
can
three.
door knock the neighbors, let them know, hey, we're going to be over here Saturday. If you want to go by, take a look. If you know anybody looking in your neighborhood, it's awesome. By the way, did you know? And you can even come up, like this is one of my favorites in general. Somebody be a homeowner that I'm knocking on the door.
Hey, be a homeowner.
Try not to be too difficult, okay? All right, so knock, knock, knock.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. Who are you?
My name is Josh Ezell. I'm a realtor here with Breakthrough Real Estate and Property Management. I actually specialize in this area. We're going to be holding an open house this weekend at your neighbor's house over here. Are you familiar with the home?
No, I'm not.
Oh man, it's a great home. If you're free on Saturday, I'd love it if you could come on by. Are you guys free on Saturday?
You know, I have absolutely nothing planned on Saturday. Wait a minute, now I do. I'm
Perfect.
going to an open house. I haven't done that in a couple of years. I'm really excited. I'd like to see what my neighborhood looks like on sale.
There we go.
I've been thinking about selling my house, but I haven't really made up my mind because I don't have enough information to make a good decision.
Here, why don't I just give you the listing document? You can fill it out yourself, and then we'll be good.
Because right away, look
well-
at 3, 4, and 5.
See, so right there,
Yeah.
most of the time they'll be like, oh, you know what, we're a little busy Saturday, we might be able to pop on by. I'm like, okay, fantastic, hope to see you there. By the way, did you know?
By the way,
And-
Mr. So-and-so, because you know his name.
It's the Columbo.
I tried to skip all of the hemming and hawing for the first 2 weeks.
You gotta love, you pull, who is it, the Columbo? Is that what it is? You know, oh, one more thing, or one, you know? And this is it. Notice, okay, this neighborhood, for example, I would choose all day, every day.
Okay.
Right? Look at the number of homes on the right-hand side that's sold in under a week, under a week,
Wow.
under a week, under a week, under a week, under a week,
Oh,
under
those
a
are the
week.
number of days. Those
Right.
are the number of
And look
days.
at,
All right.
because look at number 3, was on the market 1 day asking $229 and it's sold for
$234.
$234.
Wow.
There you go. And that is the home. You found it,
Yeah.
right? By the way, did you, and you actually come prepared, right? So, by the way, did you know that your neighbor over here on Paradise Lane, they sold their home in one day for $4,000 over asking price? Have you guys thought about selling your home?
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Right now, our hot market, if anything's sold in less than a week or over asking price, that's one of those random questions. By the way, did you know your neighbor here sold for like $5,000 over asking price in less than a week? Have you guys thought about selling? And then it's the perfect thing for your market. You know, the market's up and blah, blah, blah. Here's your comps, you know.
Yeah, that's a great mark.
Is it a good idea just to kind of research you before you go to someone's door? Like how
Oh,
long
research
they've
is
even
great.
been there, if they have any equity, that type of thing.
Oh,
You do all
research
that
them?
research
Well, it depends.
before you
Okay.
go.
But
If
You don't
you're
wanna be a
targeting, it
stalker.
depends on what you're targeting. For this, not for an open house. Print off a basic thing of the neighborhood just like this. Start off at the house you're going to be doing the open house to and just go all the way around.
Canvas.
It really doesn't matter because you're doing it for numerous reasons. Number one, is finding other sellers, letting them know about the market, letting them know about the open house,
Letting them know
see
about
your
you.
face. Exactly. Right? Because you're planning on this is the first of many times they're going to see at least twice a month for eternity.
Whether it's just email or
Sooner or later, they're going to work with you.
One open house a week, getting to see your signs repeatedly, you'll be the go-to person. And next thing you know, you will be the expert for that neighborhood. Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
So, yeah, and you can see exactly. So there's been 31 sales, 241. Look at that. 1%. Like, literally. They are
Right.
selling for asking price on average.
because look at how many are selling for asking price.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So something like this would be another great one if you're going to compound with the open house or just random door knocking, anything, you know, sending out comps on a regular basis, keeping people updated. And
Or even, and forgive me if I'm speaking out
Yeah,
of
no.
turn, but I would think, you know, by us having an opportunity to do open houses just gets me more comfortable in that element and exactly how to host, you know, a good open house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just look at it that it just enhances and makes you better and better at what you do.
Yep. So, okay, so where are your leads coming from? As you can tell, there's no shortages of leads. It's keeping yourself busy doing lead gen or, you know, money-making activities. If you're going to be calling leads, holding an open house, door knocking, following up with friends and family, there's all kinds of things you could be doing. You know, if you're going to own a farm, you're going to figure out basically, you got your 33 touch for the people you know. Just break it down 3 times a month.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to stay in contact with these people 3 times a month? When it comes to everybody else, 2 times a month. So if you're going to own your farm, what are you going to do so that way they see you 2 times a month? Okay, well, number one, if you do an open house every other week, there's 2. Same neighborhood. Own it.
Right.
There you go. You're done. Right? Okay, but now you can door knock Thursdays to let people know about your open house on Saturday, and now you just got more. Oh, here's some comps, by the way. And then you sell that house over here, so then you send out your, hey, we just sold this home. You know, there's always ways to stay in front of. Then you got your every door direct. So here's what I do because it's hard. 500 people's hard. I can own 100
Through
people.
the post office,
Yeah.
it's amazing what we can do for pennies.
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say, do we have a bulk mail permit?
You don't need one with every door direct. It's actually even more
You don't
affordable
have
than
to-
bulk.
No.
You don't have to with whom?
Every door direct. Okay, so here's my little spiel on every door direct really quick. Every door direct is directly from the post office. Do not fall for all these scammers out here, okay? Look at this. Every door direct, Sonic Print. No. Every door direct, something else, I have no idea. Every door direct, Postcard Mania.
But it's an ad,
No.
ad, yeah.
It's the post office. They're the only ones
Where
that...
does it say USPS? There it is.
Yes, there you
Okay.
go.
That
USPS.com.
was legit.
There you go. Exactly. Okay. Everybody offers it to do. They will make your postcards for you and then mail them every door direct. No. We have plenty of people. We have escrow officers. We have lenders. They'll make your stuff for you.
Okay.
You just take it down there, and that's it. So, like for example, here's what's let's see here.
So these are like vanity presses that just want more money to be the middleman.
Yeah, pretty much. They're printers.
And this is the one thing that
Okay.
I love about this.
So, what was your address over on?
It was on 4336 Carroll, so
43.
85302 if we wanted, or,
Well, here you
Click
can.
on under quick tools.
Oops, I need the. Let's go. What was it? 85302.
85302.
What was that? Sorry.
Are you under look up a zip code under quick tools?
Yeah, exact. Well, USPS, Every Door Direct. Did you?
It just came up terms and conditions first.
interesting.
Is there maybe I should
It was
look
a
at it?
there should be a mapping tool
Oh,
under Every Door Direct.
let me go back. I'm going to start over again from Google. So did I click on the right one?
Yeah, right there.
This one? Okay, there we go. Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay. So what's cool about this is what it does is that it makes everybody's life easier, and it literally just goes by the postal route. So literally, your postal carrier person goes in, and they just literally have one for each mailbox. Ding, 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 and it goes by the route, not by the neighborhood, not by the name. It's by the postal route, which is why it's Every Door Direct. So for example, you would take like this spot right here, so you see the map, okay? And what's neat is that it breaks down all the demographics for you. So for example, mom was, theirs was like right, oh, we're over here.
See, we're Carroll, so, yeah,
We
I
went
was
this
gonna
way.
say scoot on over.
Okay,
Yeah.
so mom's old house was right here. Okay.
Okay.
So right here, see how it lit up purple?
Yeah.
And you can see right here, there's 482 homes, one business. 28% are that. Average home has that many people, average income, and it's $90
Wow.
to mail to those 482 people.
That's
It's the most affordable way to do mailers today, hands
That's
down.
cool.
Okay.
And then you could actually see, and it's funny because look at this route. Right next door you have this route.
592, and so
But-
again,
but-
depending on what population.
But look at the
you think
demographic,
about- Yeah.
okay? Across the street, $43,740. Next door, $55,700.
You don't even have to look
Right
across
across
the street.
wow.
That's so
Okay, are
funny.
they up against a mountain or?
That's so
No,
funny. And
it's
then if you go
called
north,
51st Avenue.
and look, if you go north, it's only
It goes
34,000.
down, and I love that I had such a diversity
Yeah,
in
That
that
area.
neighborhood.
yeah. But you can see
So
your
once
average.
you choose an area, so I have an area chosen,
Mhm.
and it tells me the number of addresses, tells me the dollar amount. Then what would you send? What do you send to them?
Well,
Like,
this is where, and we can talk about it, but with one of our lender friends or escrow, we're gonna have them actually create the flyer for us, because they know exactly what size and what weight, so that when we tell them, like for example, I'm gonna tell Karen Lewis over at Lawyer's Title, I need 500 flyers, and I created like the Arizona Cardinal Diamondback, or Cardinal, their football
The
schedule.
bird.
oh,
Okay.
cool.
So I have the schedule on front, and then on the back, it has like Karen's information and your information there. And so they print it out, and so the beauty of where we are, because once I click where I want, what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna go and it's gonna print out what the post office needs, because then when I get the mailer, I'm gonna put everything in packets of hundreds.
You don't have to lick or anything.
No.
No stamps, no
And
nothing.
then
You just hand them.
you take it with that
stamp,
form,
that little thing.
because I say, I've got everything already in groups of 100, because that's exactly what they need. I've got everything I need from the post office, and so I just hand it to them. They fill out a couple things, I give them the money, and it goes out, and
Yeah,
they
you're done.
mail it.
And they know to drop one
Yeah.
off at every
So,
house.
Yeah.
do you have to go to that post office?
I go,
You go to your-
yes.
you go to your main-
It'll tell you.
Your main one, yeah.
You have to go to the route.
Okay,
Yeah,
one.
so in
Okay.
other words, like
That makes
here,
sense.
it was the post office right at 59th in Peoria.
Yeah,
Okay.
and mine's
And
the one
stuff.
off of 59th.
So wherever your
Oh.
post office is, so we'll have a couple things ahead of time, because the other thing about doing the neighborhood is I already have scheduled 6 months, what I'm gonna do as far as my mailer each month. And so I'm in the process of designing, maybe, that's something we will work on.
Okay.
So that you have that in place and it's
Yeah.
ready to go.
And then you kind of do it down, like, I'm all about, the KISS method, keep it simple,
Right.
So, for example, realtors have a hard time repeating, when in
And it's
fact,
called Keep It Simple Silly.
Okay.
that's
Or
much
Sammy.
nicer than, that's
Or
much,
Sammy.
Sammy, yes.
Keep it simple, Sammy. There you go. Okay.
Dr. Oliver really stressed the stupid part, I don't understand.
The only one that's allowed to use the word stupid is me about what I'm talking about.
I thought it was
Forgot-
keep it silly, sycophant.
Sycophant.
I went to SP 401, so, or PS.
I like that, Sammy. All right,
So,
simple silly.
So here's a very basic thing. Like if you're gonna own a neighborhood, right? One thing you could do is the quarterly comps, okay? And then you have a quarterly ad, which is just you generic, right? And that's how people love repetition. It's one of those things. If they see the same thing, hear the same thing, it will stick. So I would say find a good generic ad, whatever, with a good picture, a good tagline. That's timeless, pretty much. And send that out quarterly, okay? So you got your quarterly generic ad, right? And then you have choose some holidays, okay? But don't own too many holidays because that's what everybody does, okay? Then something
Or
like what Mom does,
community,
right?
or-
Cardinal schedules. People love the Cardinals. Baseball, too much. Suns, Coyotes, people love the Cardinals. And it's a simple, easy schedule. People will put it on their fridge and just have it there. And so if you're going to do anything on those, do the magnet and do the Cardinal schedule magnet. It's a great one.
And where do you get all that? You said the title company is doing that?
Yeah, so
oh.
we'll talk about, who, like, I think you have a friend or, we've got several of our partners, and that's the beautiful thing is that it helps us. It's a win-win for everybody
Yeah.
and stuff.
They get
And then the
business,
other
you get
thing
Because
is
they're
that
getting advertised, but you're paying
the open
mailing,
house.
and
But the
they're
other
paying.
thing too about owning your neighborhood is I want to know what's going on in the community. Maybe we have like a community yard sale that's going on, and so I get to advertise that. Or maybe there's something going on at the school or whatever. I mean, there's so many different ways. Or I did just before tax season in January, I said, all right, looks like we gotta get, now it's time to get stuff, and so here's a list of what you need to do. Just little
When you
things
meet with
that
your-
had some sort of value.
Yeah, when you meet with your title rep or your lender or whoever it is, I mean, community combination because it's your plan. It doesn't have to be with one person in particular. Customize it to you.
In
Yeah.
fact, to get enough flyers, I'd have to probably visit 3 or 4 of my friends.
But minimal cost other
Yeah.
than the time, and so I tried to budget what I needed,
Yeah. And then one thing that you could do is, sweat equity is free. And so you can mail out to the 500, that's $100 a month. If you do 2 mailers, $200 a month approximately. But I literally door knocked the nearest 100 neighbors, right? When I first got started, it was Overland Hills, it's the same neighborhood, but I did a newsletter myself. I actually wrote it. I didn't want anything, and this was 11 years ago, so all your stuff that you have as far as the email where every beginning of each month you get 3 of the same newsletter, and then email from different realtors. I didn't want that, so Dad and I actually made it. I had him do, because he's a therapist background, slash pastor, so I had him write a small article each month, and then I took a comic, I did another article.
And house, whatever we featured, a house.
No, it wasn't on that one. No, it was a couple things, but I called it's Overland Hills, but I called it the Overland Overview, right? And it was custom to the neighborhood, and it had nothing to do with real estate, nothing. In this one, I handed it out, and I'm like, I'm just here for the neighborhood. I'm just here for the neighborhood. I want us to have a great sense of community. We have community pools, we have parks, and I said, I want us to be a community. And so I was like, if you're gonna have an open house, let me know, I wanna put it in. If you have a lost dog, let me know, I wanna put it in. Let's do a community barbecue coming up in spring. And so I started to put all this stuff into it. And I actually door knocked for the first 6 months, the nearest 100 neighbors around me. And after about 2 to 3 months, people started to recognize, and it started being good. At 4 months, I had somebody call me, and they wanted to advertise in our newsletter.
Oh, wow.
It was awesome. And so you had that, but then I also had that every other week, every 2 weeks they got something from me, and that was the Investors Insider. That was the newsletter that I put together purely for real estate. So one was guilt-free. I'm just a community person, and that allowed me to be 100% realtor over here, no problem.
You already got the end.
See, so between the two, they got something from me every 2 weeks or so, and they were unique. And
So it started out, hi, how you doing? I'm your neighbor, and then it went to, by the way, this is what I do. That's cool.
And then it got to, hey Josh, what's up this day? You know,
Yeah,
or-
and
That's the best part.
And
People
when we moved to
responded.
Surprise, people were like, "Where'd you go?"
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was awesome. So it definitely is doable, but it takes
With
about
your
6
help,
months.
I've moved on. Don't forget my name or no.
With your help,
Happy to serve you all my life.
I love that. Exactly. So that's we kind of went on to farming and a bunch of different stuff, but that's lead gen. These are all lead gen. Where are you going to get your people? Are you going to get enough? That was part of it, right? The general rule, for example, on internet leads right now, okay? If you're a great agent, about 3%. So for every 100 leads you're going to bring in, you're going to hopefully convert about 3 of them, okay? So you figure if you're going to spend $300 a month, let's just kind of put some numbers out there for you so you can know what to expect if you want to do it or not. Google, figure about $15 a lead. Okay, so $1,500 is going to get you 100 leads. Okay, and you're going to get 3 sales, hopefully, from that. Okay, Facebook leads, they're way less expensive. They're about $6 a lead, but they convert at about 1 to 2%. So they're way less expensive, but you're going to need more of them to do the same job. Okay, and that again is why friends and family are the way to go. 10% is a heck of a lot better. You know, Kyle Whistle, there's a lot of agents out there, Garcia, they're at about 10% on internet leads.
Wow.
Makes it very worthwhile if you can get up to 10%.
Oh, yeah.
Historically speaking, with a good follow-up plan, like I averaged 6. So with my 400 leads, is what I always wanted to stay at, I was able to do well. So.
Because that was manageable, and beyond that, I would start to get crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, for my time, and it breaks down to time. You know, your average phone call, you can make 20 calls an hour on average.
Right.
Okay. So if you figure you need to call every lead at least twice a month. Okay, so that's 800 phone calls I need to make a month for 400 leads.
Okay.
Okay, and keep in mind, so there's more up front. You need to call them to make the contacts, 5-6 times before you make contact, and then they get in your follow-up. Some people don't have phone numbers, some people do.
Oh.
So when you average it all together, it's about 2 calls per lead on average.
You run into people who just want to text.
Yeah, now it's getting more and more, absolutely. But text, you get responses.
Yeah.
People will ignore phone calls; they'll respond to a text. So
And they can go back and look it up.
yeah. So long story short, 400 leads, 800 calls a month, 4 weeks a month, 200 calls a week. That's a lot of phone calls. That's what is that? What did I break down to? That's not right.
Well, if you said if 20 calls in an hour, and so if we're doing 200, you're looking at least 10 hours a week then of calls, if that's what you're saying.
Well, it was 20 calls. What is that? 20 calls a day.
Right.
20 calls a day. Yeah, that's what it breaks
Yeah,
down
because
to.
it was.
Okay, so not 20 calls an hour.
Okay.
Well, you can make 20 calls an hour typically.
Well, I used to
But-
manage a caseload of 280 who all stayed in touch with me on a daily basis. So I know you can make at least 45 calls in an hour and get things done.
If you're good, absolutely.
But
yeah.
boy, you can't keep it up for 3 weeks in a row.
Well, and the thing
Yeah,
is, the
break
moment
it
you
down.
get a good call, you're going to be on the phone for 20 minutes to a half hour,
Yeah.
and the whole goal is to try to get that,
That's true.
So it's really tough, but you figure if you could budget the time for at least 2 calls a month on every single lead, no matter what, you're going to do good.
And that's how you can tell who's excited. That's the best way. Unless you're face to face, then that takes longer.
Yeah, like our lead system, if you're going to take our leads, right now we're using the 6 and 6. It takes 6 calls. Here's the rule for this one. I got a rule for everything. Okay, 6 calls equals 80% chance of contact. Okay? Now, if you take it one step further, 80% of sales happen after the 12th contact. whole goal is try to make your 6 calls that first week, and then try to make the next 6 calls over between the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think start to compress it.
Yeah.
So get to the 12 number and keep them happy, make sure they're excited, because that's who you're gonna be talking
80%
about.
of people, it takes you 12 contacts to reach, 12 times to reach.
Yeah, you 6 calls to make contact, 80% chance, and then from there
People-
6 more to get the sale.
People take a while to process.
Yeah.
It's great that they're predictable.
After a while, right? You gotta get to know them, and then they are, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, first couple of times, you don't know what people are gonna do.
Okay, so then the last part is come up with the plan, and that's where we can truly get into the details.
Yeah.
Because what you guys are gonna do is different than what she's gonna do, it's different than what she's gonna do. So let's cater to where your fortes are. Some people are great on the phone, some people suck, you know, some people love open houses, some people will never do. You know, let's find what works for each and every one of you and rock it.
Yeah.